Marfoogle TV going live in 3, 2. All right, what is going on, guys? It is Adam, a.k.a. Marf, and this is Marfoogle TV. First, we're going to go into the, obviously, lots of crazy things going on in the world, but with Trump talking to Colombian after threats of military action, they have just set up a meeting. In fact, they are saying that Gustavo Petro and Trump are going to now meet. President Trump on Wednesday said arrangements are being made for representatives of the United States and Colombia to meet at the White House. The president wrote on Truth Social that the Colombian president Gustavo Petro called to explain the situation of the substances and other disagreements between the two countries, adding that the two leaders are expected to meet in the near future. It says, it was a great honor to speak with the president of Colombia, Gustavo Petro, who called to explain the situation of the substance and disagreements. This is quite crazy that he can even say, it was a great honor to talk to this guy when this is the same guy that essentially called him one who messes with little ones just like a couple weeks ago. Man, his sales, the sales baked into this guy is more than I could ever do. I could never talk to a gentleman who just said that about me and say it was a great honor to talk to him. But that's exactly what he does. He obviously always compliments everybody, and it's hard to talk to somebody like that and to be a jerk to them when they are saying you're such a good man, such a great man. It's all part of a strategy. Again, it's why he's the art of the deal, right? Well, this meeting goes down. We'll end up updating it, but this is absolute insanity. What's happening with our world right now? The majority of people don't realize we are already in World War III, and instead of we're waiting for some sort of Pearl Harbor event, we did the Pearl Harbor event. We took a president out of Venezuela. We did all of this because I believe they had a plan. Something was already planned to hit us, and we did the first strike. That does not mean that their strike will not happen. And that's what we're going to talk about tonight. And there's a lot of signs that right now the world is closer than ever to the very, very start of one of the largest and most modernized wars we will ever see in our lifetimes. We'll be right back right after this. Nothing in this show should be considered legal, medical, or financial advice. The views of the callers can differ considerably and do not necessarily reflect my opinion, Dex's opinion, or anyone else who works with the show. You should always do your own research and consult with professionals. The internet is full of fake news, so please take everything with a grain of salt. If you have not already, it helps us out if you end up going through any of our affiliates, and it helps you out if you end up protecting yourself against cybercrime. NordVPN is one of the best and one of the easiest to use. If you do not have a virtual private network, it protects your IP address, which is your online identity, which actually connects to your real address and everything else. It also connects to you. If you know anything about how they are data logging and basically getting your profiles down, you can prevent that by having a VPN. Nord is, again, one of the easiest. Download it. It's like an on switch and off switch. All you have to do. Go to marfooglenews.com/VPN. Not only will you get a giant discount on this, but you will also be helping us. I appreciate your support, and I appreciate everyone that goes through any of our affiliates. Can't say thank you enough. All right, what is going on, guys? It is Adam, a.k.a. Marf, and this is Marfoogle TV. We got a lot to get into. Before we do that, let's bring in my co/internet brother, Dex James. What is going on, and how are you doing today?
Well, hello, Adam, and hello, Foogle fam. I am doing just fine.
All right, thank you, Bobby Sue. Thank you for modding Chance. Thank you for modding. Thank you, everybody that made it in. Nanny Anderson. Thank you, of course. Gillian Mason says, anything for freedom, where in the world are you? So anything for freedom, if you're watching, people miss you. And then, of course, Paul Panda, Jeffrey Woolidge, and Leslie Arbogast, thank you so much. And thank you, of course, Greg, and so many more for making it tonight. I appreciate all of you. All right, now, let's see here. We, of course, have to say thank you to Revolution. Thank you so much for your support. I appreciate the early super. It's Foogle Fam Friday. That is right. Funny Doers International, Angelo, and WSGen and Chance. Thank you for, of course, thanking Revelation as well. All right, let's get into it. Let's go to the next piece, which, Dex, let's talk about. We took a fifth tanker this morning. This was another sanctioned tanker, And I almost thought it when I first saw it this morning. I thought it was just like a replay of yesterday's. I literally thought, oh, they're just rehashing, or maybe this is just a late thing. But no, they took another one.
Yep, the Olena. It was seized overnight in the Caribbean Sea, an operation conducted by the Coast Guard and Joint Task Force Southern Spear. According to 2 U.S. officials that were talking to the news outlets, the U.S. military confirmed the seizure, saying in a post on X that it was unwavering in its mission to defend our homeland by ending illicit activity and restoring security in the Western Hemisphere. It's important that they call out that Western Hemisphere, because that's ultimately what they're doing here, is policing and showing strength in the Western Hemisphere. That's why everything from Venezuela to Greenland to all places in between are important to America's interest right now. The Olena was another ghost fleet tanker ship suspected of carrying embargoed oil, according to the DHS Secretary Kristi Noem. She said in a separate post, the vessel had departed Venezuela attempting to evade U.S. forces. The Olena was falsely registered with Timor-Leste, according to the Lloyd List Intelligence, a maritime data analysis company. It's the 5th tanker seized. So if I remember correctly, Adam, we talked about there was 11 of these ghost ships just in the Caribbean alone about a month and a half or 2 months ago. So
almost
they've now
half.
seized 5. I don't know if there's more than that now, or but yeah, you're right. Just about halfway there. I wonder if we'll get all 11 of them. The U.S. also announced the seizure Wednesday of another sanctioned tanker, the Sophia, which it said it had conducted illicit activities in the Caribbean Sea. So, yeah, this is a lot of ships. So the Russian flagged one up there by Ireland that we talked about yesterday or the day before. So.
Somebody said that the thumbnail's off the screen. No, it is purposely like that. I wasn't going to put somebody else's face on our show. I did use a real picture from somebody else, but obviously not too many people show his face anymore. So let's go into Iran's supreme leader places security services on highest state alert as the protests continue. So if you've been under a rock for the last week, Iran, their central bank put out a letter saying to prepare to back up information to prepare for a complete crash. The Ayatollah has a plan with 20 of his closest cronies to go to Russia if it gets so bad. Their country is collapsing right now out of virtually nowhere. I mean, you could say, oh, no, this has been coming a long time. But at the same time, the majority of people didn't think that it was going to get this bad this quick. And of course, the U.S. president is stating that he will even strike Iran if they react to the protests in a way where they're taking out protesters, right? If they start clamping down on the protests, the president said he would even, stick up for him. That you can't do that, and we'll go after you if you do. So they're stuck in this sticky spot. Well, Iran has already actually said that they have threatened to go after Israel. What is really crazy is when Venezuela was taken out, it seems like the Venezuela was also, it was a straight jab at Iran, because you remember I showed you that Twitter, the tweet that the Ayatollah did as Venezuela happened. If you go back to that morning, he said, our enemies will fall to their knees, and he basically went on a tirade for about an hour, tweeting like our enemies will fall. He was talking about the U.S. And it was like the Venezuela thing. It was like a straight attack on Venezuela. That's how he reacted to it, at least, right? And you see these sanctioned oil tankers. You see all this stuff. You basically see that they're going after the oil money. Right? This black market oil money is what has been funding all of these crazy operations. Now, I don't think Iran is the main head honcho, the head of this. I think China is. But I think that they are trying to dismantle the network of adversaries, and that's exactly what is happening right now. Dex, it says that they're putting their security services on the highest alert.
Yeah, they've got at the lower level, they've got defections now happening from the police to the regular armed forces. So the reports are suggesting that the security services were hunting down police that refused to fire upon the demonstrators. So the latest heightened alert is that the Ayatollah has ordered the IRGC, which is the highest level above just the regular armed forces and above the police, to actually take control of the crackdown on everything. So I don't know that they got the capability of doing this. Thing's getting really out of hand and really big. And if they're losing the armed forces below and losing the police below, that could easily turn into a civil conflict there quickly, and potentially might, flip the leadership out in a hurry, which is why we heard, Khamenei having his escape route to Russia already put in place.
Yeah, you can see on the top here, it says Supreme Leader planning to flee, internet blackout, why the president should act now. You've got these stories we've covered over the last couple of days, and it really paints a picture that, this is about to go very, very south, very, very quick. We saw experts were saying that they were going to go after Iran next. Iran has always been for 10 years we've talked about this, that Iran was on this list of 7 countries that we eventually wanted to regime change, and that very well might happen right now. What is their allies and our adversaries going to do about this? That's what a lot of us are wondering, like, what's going to happen here? All right, now before we move on, make sure to go check out EMP Shield if you haven't already. This is, again, one of the most important things in a prepper's arsenal, in our opinion, because this is going to protect you against an EMP strike from any of our adversaries. Pretty much all of the main, usual suspects that we talk about have the capability to hit the USA with a major EMP attack. Even North Korea can hit us with one right over the center of Kansas. So go over to marfuglenews.com/EMP and make sure to use the code MARF. You'll get 25% off for the end of the year sale, plus our $50 off grandfathered in discount. And you'll get a device that, again, you can wire into your car in less than 10 minutes. And then that will ground the signal from an EMP in less than, 500 trillionths of a second before it's able to fry your car. You can also get them for your trucks, motorcycles, boats, generators, gas and solar, and of course for your Starlink systems and modems. This is the same company, same outfit that is outfitting agencies like DHS, DOW, the Air Force, the FBI, the DEMSO team with the Texas Grid. So this is the official stuff. You can't get this in a Fred Meyer. You can't go to Walmart and get this. You have to get it directly from them. marfuglenews.com/EMP, and make sure to use the code MARF. All right, let's talk about China, Russian, and Iranian warships arrive for drills in South Africa. Dex, do you want to cover what's going on there?
I wonder if Iran needs their warships back if things are going to get hairy, especially if the UK and the US are potentially talking about striking them if they continue to go after civilians. But nonetheless, Chinese, Russian, and Iranian warships have now arrived in South Africa. They're in the waters there for a week of naval drills, as geopolitical tensions run high, especially with what went down in Venezuela. China's defense ministry said in a statement on Friday that the exercises are set to kick off with an opening ceremony on Saturday. Our joint operations to safeguard vital shipping lanes and economic activities. I hope that means they're making sure no pirates are out there pirating the waterways north of there on the eastern side of Africa. But nonetheless, strikes on maritime targets and counterterrorism rescues will be part of the drills, it said. Chinese, Russian, and Iranian ships were seen moving into and out of the harbor that serves South Africa's top naval base in Simone Town. That's south of Cape Town, where the Indian Ocean meets the Atlantic Ocean. It was not immediately clear if other countries from the BRICS group were also, which includes Brazil and India and the United Arab Emirates, among others, would take part in the drills. But a spokesperson for South African Armed Forces said he wasn't yet able to confirm all the countries participating in the drills, which are due to run until next Friday.
Now, one thing that always gets me is these drills can turn into a real thing very, very quickly. And you wonder if something like this happens, what if something like this would happen right before an actual conflict would start, where you would have their military end up meeting up and then all kind of rolling together and going and, essentially starting a war. It is crazy timing. I wonder if this is something that they've done annually for the last 3 or 4 years. Is this something that kind of just popped out of nowhere? I'm just surprised that we didn't hear anything until today about it. That this is, they're all gathering their ships down there. So when we actually do see a war kickoff, like what is it going to look like? Are they all going to start gathering, or are they going to call it a drill and then turn it into the real thing? What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. Again, thank you for joining as a member. Looks like we have a new member, Tara Quinn. Thank you. And you've been here a long time, but again, now you official member. Kimbria, thank you for hitting 24 months. Actually, no, you just hit 31 months. Says smash that like. Thank you. I appreciate that. I never remember to say it. And then Russia says it used nuclear-capable missile to strike Western Ukraine. So this was exactly kind of what we mentioned the beginning of yesterday, Dex. This was the intermediate ballistic missile.
Yep, the intermediate range, the IRBM missile. But here's what's important about this. So it's the second time they've launched this. It's one of those hypersonics. It's super fast. But look at the location. If you go back to the map, the location is, I believe it's Lviv or something like that. It's basically the western edge of Ukraine. So it is closer to NATO's lines. It is not like they were over on the front lines. They hit this way over on the other side. So this was as much in that, like right there where Lviv is, right where the blue dot is, somewhere in that general area. It is as much a signal to Poland or to NATO about how fast this missile can strike, because it struck close to them. It wasn't let's put this missile over here on the east where we're actually having battles. They launched. Now they did say, hey, they were targeting sites that were building drones and drone equipment. But again, I still think there's something very, very much symbolic to the fact that they struck the very near edge of the Western country closest to NATO with this massive hypersonic.
And folks in Ukraine outside the military, I actually would say that this thing was unstoppable. So, I mean, think about if this went just a little bit further and went to Warsaw, or Krakow inside of Poland. Heck, it would easily go into Latvia or Lithuania, and they don't have anything that can stop this right now. At least if it flies and if it went as fast as they say it did, I don't think there's much at all that could stop this. Not yet, anyways. And then the president says U.S. will do something on Greenland, whether they like it or not. Is this the one that I sent you, Dex, or did you grab a different one?
Yeah, this one has I've got the one you want that has the video. If you want to play that, I'll put the video in up next. But nice. This is the details you can read.
Yeah, because again, the president says we are going to do something on Greenland, whether they like it or not. I just feel it's better coming from him, especially since that was a public thing. We are going to do something on Greenland, whether they like it or not, because if we don't do it, Russia or China will take over Greenland. And we're not going to have Russia or China as a neighbor. Again, he said, pursue the, let's see here. I was trying to look for
there. If you want to grab it.
We're not going to allow Russia or China to occupy Greenland, and that's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen if we don't own it. So yeah, let me pull this up. I mean, it's just, and the way it's said too. It's very easy to kind of to understand the tone, because we've all seen him speak so many times. The way that he says this. Let me see.
How much money are you thinking of giving people in Greenland to get them on board with a possible U.S.
I'm not talking about money for Greenland yet. I might talk about that. But right now, we are going to do something on Greenland, whether they like it or not, because if we don't do it, Russia or China will take over Greenland, and we're not going to have Russia or China as a neighbor.
So, and he's going to go into this next part, and you'll see, and because the article skips over one of the important things here.
I would like to make a deal, the easy way, but if we don't do it the easy way, we're going to do it the hard way.
If I would like to do it the easy way, but if not, we're going to do it the hard way. He's straight up putting it in front of every media. We are going to take Greenland by force. I mean, that's what it's implying. Okay, do you see how they exploded? All the media explode because of what he said and how he said it. This is big. This is huge. Mind you, Denmark is our ally and NATO.
And by the way, I'm a fan of Denmark too. I have to tell you, and they've been very nice to me. I'm a big fan. But the fact that they had a boat land there 500 years ago doesn't mean that they own the land. I'm sure we had lots of boats go there also. But we need that because if you take a look outside of Greenland right now, there are Russian destroyers, there are Chinese destroyers and bigger, there are Russian submarines all over the place. We're not going to have Russia or China occupy Greenland, and that's what they're going to do if we don't.
And he says that's what they're going to do if we don't. Okay? So it's the president talking. He has access to information that we do not. And when he says that, and when you look back at every single 6 hours for the last 3 days, him talking Greenland, something has happened since Maduro was taken that says that, something massive is changing right now. Something behind the scenes is going on. Their main priority is Greenland. While everybody is talking here about this event with ICE, they are laser focused on Greenland. And most people, because it is Greenland, because half the people can't even point it to the to it on a map or on a globe, that people don't care about this. They're like, oh, so okay, well, like another Puerto Rico. No, this is taking a huge chunk of land from one of our allies. I mean, this is and it would be one thing if we paid all of the residents there money and we bought this fair and square. But he is straight up stating that if they do not sell it to him, if they don't do some sort of agreement, that they're going to take it. I mean, Dex, this is like what we're in the twilight zone right now.
Well, and he also said no to leasing. He goes, nobody protects the lease. He says they protect ownership. So he wants to own it. He says, well, we won't protect it if they just give us a lease deal or something.
Yeah, I mean, he's there, and every. You know what was so funny, Dex? Did you know what is number 1 or 2 on Prime right now? Greenland. Everybody's watching the movie Greenland right now. The asteroid movie. Is that not funny? I mean,
yeah, that's funny.
I mean, you have to see that's related, right? Because everybody's like rewatching and watching videos like that, and I just wonder, do like a lot of people think we want Greenland because some asteroids coming? Like, is there a huge chunk of people that believe that they're now buying Greenland because we're going to be, riding out a world-ending asteroid there? That's the other thing. I mean, so you guys know I've had a side theory that they might know about something coming or something hitting the moon or all these stories we've talked about over the years. And now it's like, one thing after another that points that, what if there was? Like, what if all of these events were actually something else? And a third kind of theory, and like they are actually trying to get Greenland because they're going to make some sort of base that will ride out an asteroid or something. I don't know. It's just, it's a crazy thought to have, and I know it sounds a little loopy. Creckless says, so many things going on in this cruel world. We all need to pray and seriously think about what's going on. Thanks, Marf, Dex, and Moz for all you do. Been following Marfoogle since 2017. Isn't that crazy? It's 2026 now. 9 years. Frank Wallace, Fugler family prep, food, water, ammo, meds. Thank you, and thank you. All right. And then let's see here. We said the president says U.S. will start hitting land targets and cartels running Mexico. Dex, do you want to go over that and what the heck that is all about?
Well, look, this is a big, the next big escalation. If this is what's going to happen, if what we saw in the Caribbean with striking drug boats and taking out Maduro is a big deal to the water-based incursion of the narcotics, then as he is saying here, it's like, hey, we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to start hitting the land targets, meaning going after the cartels. And he also reiterates that the cartels are running Mexico. He's reiterated in here that this was coming from an interview he did. He reiterates that he's talked numerous times with Sheinbaum, the president there, who will not let him come in. He's offered over and over again, I'll come take care of the cartels for you. Just let me come do it. And she's like, no, we got it. It's fine. And it's clear, as he says, and he's repeated over and over again, the cartels are running Mexico. And it's not that she's a bad person or that the army there is bad. It's just that they're not capable of competing against the cartels and like America could, or like our technology could. So, and I guess this could be the foreshadow of what we've been saying for a while, which is we may start to see strikes on the cartel on Mexican soil, and that will be a very interesting, it's a lot different, right? Like a strike on Venezuelan soil when they took out that port, it got a little news, but it wasn't like, Venezuela launched a response or anything like that. They were our enemy. They weren't our trading partner, right? And now, Mexico is a very, very strong trading partner with America. China would love to be better ingrained with Mexico than they are. They've only got mostly their foothold in with the cartels, obviously, and a little bit with the government. But, if we start striking in there, what's that going to do for diplomatic relations between the two countries? And they're our neighbor.
Mexico is our number one trading partner now.
Yeah.
It surpassed China.
Yeah.
So, with everything that's happening, I mean, do people now see how serious this is getting? This is something else. I would like to ask you in chat, please, and if you're not in chat and you're just watching, pop into chat and answer me. Do you believe that this entire fiasco, everything that's happening from Iran to all the South American countries to Mexico, do you think that this is all related to World War III? Do you think that this is preventing it, or trying to prevent it, or going after the countries that were going after us? Put it in the chat if you can. Craig Alicious says, if he takes Greenland by force, I'm getting off this train for good. You don't just get to take whatever you want, especially from your allies. Craig Alicious, I see your point as well, but I just really wonder if people had the real information of what they have, what would we think? If we could see the intelligence that they hide from us, would we agree with his statement? So say
exactly. What if in a year China lands and takes over the northern part of Greenland? What's going to happen
with those landing ships?
Yeah, I mean, Denmark's going to dog sled up there and kick them out?
Well, or hypothetically say that taking Greenland would be able to defend us. Like, what if we know of an imminent plan of them launching missiles from up there, and we have technology we could put in Greenland to stop it? Just hypothetically, if Greenland was absolutely essential to our survival, would people change their mind on taking Greenland?
And for what it's worth, it is, and Deborah Lanning said this too in chat, it is part of North America, So Canada and America and Greenland are the North American continent.
Yeah. So
yet it's being run by as a territory of a European country.
Yeah, it is pretty odd. I mean, I'm sure everybody, if we could pay them and buy it outright, I think that there should, if that worked out, I'm sure nobody would have a problem with that. Why, if Denmark is being offered so much money, I guess it's just land in general, I guess why are they saying no to such a huge lump sum of money, right? It would probably help them out a pretty big lump. Or does the money go straight to Greenland? Well, I would think it's going to Denmark to buy it from Denmark. But yeah. Deagle report, the real New Year is April 1st. Yeah, that's creepy. Well, we'll see. Hopefully the Deagle report never comes true. The Deagle report actually put specifications that 2025, 2026 was it says 2025 on their website, but when you looked at the data they were looking at, they were basing it on a time period from 2025 to late 2026. So it actually makes a lot of sense. Make sure to go check out Inergy if you want to get yourself a solar generator. This is our recommendation because it is modular. You can get yourself a head unit, and then it's modular. You can clamp it onto 1 battery, 2 batteries, 5 batteries, 40 batteries. It is reinforced with steel, so this thing can fall off the freaking back of a Humvee, which again, this is actually the generator that is going to be sitting on the back of Humvees. And with the military, because this has a SBR Phase 2 contract with the Army. You can get the same exact one, same specifications, batteries made in America. The last batch of the price that you got when the batteries were manufactured, at least the parts of it in China, they've moved manufacturing of the batteries to America. The one that you will order and get is an American battery, but at the price with what it was before when they manufactured parts in China. They have now changed the manufacturing, which that should be a signal itself that anything the Army makes, they are not having any kind of Chinese parts in it anymore because something is going on, especially after finding radios put inside of our renewable, grid structure. So yeah, marfugglenews.com/energy, code Marfoogle. It is great for the work site, campsite, retail site, freaking disaster site. When you have a storm or some sort of event that happens where you lose power, this is a great way to keep it going. So marfugglenews.com/energy. You can charge it from the sun with solar panels, or you can charge it from the wall and keep it like a giant battery bank, always charged, ready to go right when you need it. Great thing, and I don't mention this very often, but if you really think about it, if we have the worst disaster happen, worst case scenario here in the United States, if you have a gas-powered generator, which gas-powered generators are great, especially dual fuels, but if you have that going, if you've had your power go out, that person with the generator in your neighborhood, you can hear it from, a block away. That's something, unless you have like a soundproof shed, which not many people do, somebody's going to know you have a generator. And when it's really bad, they're going to come and get it. With this is a gray man, so this is silent. There's a tiny fan that kicks on. It's no louder than one of those little hand fans that you would hold on your face, and that's when it's getting hot. If it's at hot temperatures and things, it has a fan to cool it down. It also has heaters that actually heat it up in extreme cold temperatures, which not all do. Go to marfugglenews.com/energy, code Marfoogle. Be a gray man and have power at the same time. Terry Quinn sent 5 badges to other Foogle family members. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Craig Alicious, wouldn't Russia or China moving on Greenland trigger Article 5? Well, that's the other thing. I think
it's questionable because it's a territory, right?
It's a territory, but one thing that we wonder too is it for them taking it, or is it for us putting stuff there for a Golden Dome? I think it's for Golden Dome. But yeah, you absolutely. I would think it would, but I don't know.
They could easily land there with a Belt and Road Initiative and pay a bunch of money to those people and give them loans and all of a sudden become partners.
Yep.
And before you know it, they've got a port and a base, and now they've got their Arctic land that they need, just like Russia. So, hey, by the way, Adam, in Minneapolis, since it is Friday, things are heating up. What happens after dark on the weekends. So yeah, things are getting crazy in Minneapolis right now, in the sense that people are surrounding hotels. And the irony of they were surrounding one hotel trying to make a bunch of noise to hopefully keep ICE agents from sleeping. But
they've done that before too.
Yeah, there weren't any there, so they were just wasting their breath. That was a little bit of irony. But the other
some
side,
guy on a business trip is like, "You guys are dicks."
Yeah, but now they're apparently surrounding police cars, not just ICE. Now they're going after the police. So, I thought this was an ICE only thing, but apparently not. Now they're going after the police too. Weird.
Rumors are coming out that Iran Ayatollah was perished by rioters and rebellious troops. I doubt that. Gosh, man, people posting.
So the other thing that is happening there, Adam, is they started putting the Shah flag up, the old flag. It's flying in Tehran, on the side of bridges and stuff. It's not like it's the official flag up at the flagpole at headquarters or anything. But yeah, everywhere they're going with these protests, that's the thing, is they're putting the Shah flag up. So a lot of people are taking that as a sign. And it's symbolic to the protesters, because they're raising the flag of that they had before the Ayatollah.
Wow, I'm surprised Elon Musk actually did concerned citizen. That's crazy. Holy moly. Somalian bro owns 7 daycare centers in Minnesota, is now worth over $386 million. Oh my God. If that's true, you'd think Elon would verify that. I mean, you just assume if he's posting something, he knows he's going to get articles written about him if it's fake. That's crazy. And then over on X, I did want to go back to this thing. It shows possibly the first appearance, and this, it confuses me. Possibly the first appearance in his 50-year flying history. The Boeing 747-4B Night Watch, also known as the Doomsday plane, showed up at LAX Thursday evening. That's new. Well, the Doomsday plane goes up all the time, but they're saying, I wonder if they're saying it's the first time going to LAX.
Yeah, I think that would be it, LAX.
Huh. Well,
kind of a weird position because it's usually middle of America, right? And sometimes East Coast.
Huh.
I gotta agree. I don't think I've ever seen it over there by LAX.
And then Eric Doherty just posted a video just in thousands of folks on one side of the aisle say Kristi Noem will basically swing in the middle of New York City. Save a life, perish ICE. Like forcefully take them out, right? That's some freaky stuff. And that's being chanted right now in New York. If you look at this crowd in New York, this is in New York. This isn't in Minnesota. So I have a feeling I'll be doing some emergency videos on news this weekend. So make sure to sign up for our alerts, notifications. Click the bell to all. Wow, there is a lot of stuff going on. Well, we'll see you guys. And again, thank you for all making it today. I appreciate everybody that supported tonight. JD Kins says, catching a rare live from the UK. God bless everyone. Stay safe. Much love. Marf, Dex, and Foogle family. JD Kin, let me know in chat. What time is it there in the UK? I wonder. And then Craig Alicious, thank you for gifting out 5 badges. Appreciate that as well. Terry Quinn, 5 badges, 6 badges actually, including your own, 7. And then Kim Brio, thank you so much. Revelation of the Mystery, thank you for supporting as well. And then thank you, Stephen McMahon. Drops an M for the mods in the chat. Speaking of which, make sure to go over to marfooglenews.com. You can find a full bibliography of every single article, tweet, video, picture, document here. And you can also find the Friends page. That has everyone from Bones to Wages World and everybody in between. Chance has books over on Amazon if you want to go support. Of course, you have Lisa Hall, Jam, Ilea, Trinity, Red or Blue Pill, Hi-Ho, Kermit the Frog, and everyone else. So make sure to go check those guys out. All right, thank you, Dex. I appreciate your service tonight.
Much love. Great job, brother.
It is now time for the showtro. It's not an outro. It's not a shout out. It's a showtro. OHIO. And be safe, be prepared, and Marf out. It's so fine. I tell you what, they can't see the gray. And these people shouldn't have a single say. How you plan, how you prep, do it all by yourself. Don't let anybody stop you. Your instincts got you. Don't let it go. These people can't read between the lines. They think that it's so good, that it's so fine. I tell you what, they can't see the gray. And these people shouldn't have a single say. How you plan, how you prep, do it all by yourself. Don't let anybody stop you. Your instincts got you. Don't let it go. These people can't read between the lines. They think that it's so good.